umaga mga kasangbahay! I'm Dr. Sada Barba Cabudel and this is your Every Sunday Health Habit Companion, Doctors on TV. Mga kasangbahay na kababaihan, ako kamusta ang inyong pangangalaga sa inyong sarili? Madalas po tayo ang unang nagigising sa umaga at huling nagpapahinga sa gabi. We take care of everybody else, at home, at work, in the community, but are we looking after our very own wellness? And when I say women's wellness, it's not just about avoiding illness. It's so much more than that. At tatalakayin natin ito ng buong-buo in today's episode of Doctors on TV. Sabi nga po nila, we can't give what we don't have. We have to take good care of ourselves before we can take care of everything else. And before we go deep into tackling women's health, let's have this healthy dose of information.
Alam niyo ba na ang women's health practices noong unang panahon ay nakasentro lamang sa fertility, reproduction at childbirth? Ngunit pagsapit ng 19th century ay na-develop ng kinikilalang father of modern gynecology na si Dr. James Marion Sims ang isang revolutionary approach upang gamutin ang mga sakit ng kababaihan. Isa sa kanyang naging innovation ay ang first successful treatment para sa vesicovaginal fistula. Taong 1992 naman nang simula ng National Institutes of Health ng Estados Unidos ang pinakamalaking pag-aaral sa women's disease kung saan isinailalim sa pagsusuri ang 160,000 postmenopausal women sa US. Nasuri ng mga researcher ang epekto ng paggamit ng hormone replacement therapy, diet, at exercise laban sa coronary heart disease, breast at colon cancer at maging sa osteoporosis. Sa pagpasok naman ng 21st century ay nagkaroon ng mas comprehensive approach sa women's health evolution na nakafocus sa female-specific health issues.
Ladies, self-care is not selfish. Sa dami po ng ginagampanan nating papel na kung minsan ay nakakalimutan na nating alagaan ang ating mga sarili and this is wrong. Kaya ngayong umaga, pag-uusapan po natin how we can protect and improve our wellness sa lahat ng aspeto. Joining us today is an expert in women's overall wellness. Welcome to Doctors on TV, Dr. Ryan Raymond Y. Bautista, the head of the Makati Medical Center Wellness Center. Hi, Doc Ryan.
Hello sa'yo.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, and then, of course, it's always good to have you here in the show. No?
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and mga kasambahay, ito ay a common face po dito sa ating programa dahil suking-suki natin yan dito. At of course, ito ay isa sa mga matalik nating kaibigan nung ako'y nag-aaral pa ho ng medisina. Way back mga a few years ago lang.
A few years ago lang.
Okay, so ito, Doc, no, we'll be understanding women's wellness here. No? Okay, so yung unang tanong, when we say general or women's general wellness, what exactly does it mean?
Okay, so it entails from a very specific life stage event or even ng pagkababaihan which deals with or is catered around what we call as the XX chromosome for its preventive, predictive, and also disease-specific for the wellness of the women. It tackles not only metabolic, cardiovascular, hormonal, but also ang ating mga psychological or mental health.
Okay, so basically lahat ng aspeto.
Lahat ng aspeto.
Mula nung una, okay, hanggang ito kung ilang edad na ang isang babae.
O nung nasa anong stage, mula menarche hanggang menopause and beyond.
Menarche is yun po yung unang beses na nagkaroon ng pagdalaw or ng pagregla ng isang babae, ano? And hanggang menopause, hanggang matapos ang itong
matapos.
ano. Yeah,
Correct.
of course, kasi mahaba yun hanggang buhay ang isang babae. Okay.
Tama.
But you know, when we talk about women's health, how is this different from men's health?
Okay, so from that question, Dr. Sarah, it's very specific when it comes to the hormones, body structure, as what we mentioned. Also, how the disease presents itself sa ating mga kababaihan. Usually, sa mga lalaki kasi, nakikita ka rin ng simptomas. Sa mga babae, di ko masasabing mas resilient sila, but more hormonal specific siguro, yung mga simptomas po is hindi basta-basta lumalabas. So, mas mahirap po silang i-diagnose in a sense. Kasi sometimes, siguro sa kanilang katatagan, hindi basta-basta lumalabas ng mga simptomas, So, hindi sila nagko-complain kaagad compared sa lalaki.
Sa lalaki, okay. Of course, basically, it all, it just boils down sa magkakaiba sila kasi ng needs also.
Needs and body structure.
And body structure.
Coming from the hormonal perspective, also reproductive, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
oo.
hormonal, we have the estrogen and progesterone ng babae. Sa lalaki, more on the testosterone.
Yeah.
Also, sa ating reproductive organs, andyan yung mga ovaries, uterus, fallopian tube, and which is also the causes of the unique diseases ng ating mga kababaihan.
Nasa babae lang, kalimitan.
Yes,
Okay, but
correct.
of course, alam natin kanina, na-mention ko kung ano yung role ng isang babae, napakarami. Kaming pinakagising ng una,
Yes.
kaming pinakahuling matutulog. I mean, we have a lot of roles, okay, to portray. And so, dapat talaga alagaan ng mga kababaihan. But, Doc, usually, ano ba yung mga kalimitang health concerns ng mga babae?
Okay. So, yung kalimitan nilang health concern is also the specific health concern lang para sa babae. Madalas namin na-encounter. Kagaya niyan from the menarche, magkakaroon sila ng mga PCOS na tinatawag natin, yung polycystic ovarian syndrome, which gives them sometimes yung mga acne or hormonal imbalance as well.
Nagkakabuhok sila dun sa mga
Yes, correct.
mga hindi dapat meron pang lalaki
or
lang, di ba?
excessive hair dun
Excessive
sa mga
hair.
lugar
Yeah.
na hindi dapat. So
Yeah.
may mga ganun hormonal imbalance silang nararanasan sa ganung edad. Meron din po tayong tinatawag na mga infertility. Hirap po magbuntis. Or pag nagbuntis naman, as we know, there are certain complications that may arise like gestational diabetes, yung mga hypertension sa pagbubuntis. So iba din po yun. Ibang aspect naman po ng kabuhayan ng babae po yun. Meron din po tayong tinatawag yung mga papuntang premenopausal, which has also hormonal imbalance. Nagkakaroon na po sila ng hot flashes. And pag nag-menopause naman po, nandiyan na po yung setting ng mga osteoporosis sa mga bone health naman po nila.
Oo, yung mga
consideration.
nakukuba, tapos prone sa
Nakukuba.
fracture din, di ba?
Correct.
Okay. So, but dito, titingnan natin, being a wellness expert, okay? So, I'm sure gustong malaman ng ating mga viewers, dito pumapasok yung importansya ng lifestyle, okay? So, how does lifestyle affect the overall wellness ng kababaihan?
Okay. Mostly not lang sa kababaihan, kahit sa bata, sa matatanda. Ang lifestyle kasi, doktora, is the most underrated prescription na binibigay natin. It is always important na yun po yung ating ginagawa at ang ating nirekomenda sa mga pasyente. They might say, nasa lahi namin yan. Please remember that the genes may load the gun, but the lifestyle triggers the gun.
May gusto ko yan, ulitin mo, Doc.
Or kung ayaw po sa baril na reference, yung genes po natin ang nagbubukas ng pinto, yung lifestyle po natin ang nagpapapasok ng mga diseases.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, don't disregard lifestyle kasi
Yes.
kahit pa, di ba kasi usually yung mga ibang sakit, lagi sasabihin, hindi kaya nagka-cancer kasi gawa ng may genes eh. Pero usually sa studies, it depends kung anong journal,
Yes,
5 to
correct.
10% lang ang ano. Pero magtataka ka, iba may lahi, pero hindi lahat ng nasa pamilya nagkaroon
Yes.
ng ganong
Kung
cancer.
sino nasa lahi.
Oo.
Remember, yun nga po, ang genes po natin maglo-load ng ating gun, but it's our lifestyle that will trigger kung sino makakapasok na sakit sa ating katawan.
Okay, so napakahalaga po niyan. Okay, but how about the preventive care? How important is it? Okay, why is it even important na, okay, kasi di ba parang minsan walang symptoms. So, ano yung correlation ng pagka-preventive care saka para dito sa mga cases na nadadiagnose na, teka muna, biglang sumulpot itong sakit na to, wala naman naramdaman yan before.
Okay. Yun nga ang importante sa women's health. Kasi sabi ko nga kanina, by study, ang women po is date na po nila naramdaman yung mga simptomas. So mas mahirap din pong habulin o i-manage. That's why we always encourage ng kanilang checkups kasi po we cannot manage what we don't measure.
Oh, yeah.
So, kung wala pong mga tests, diagnostic tests, laboratory tests, hindi po natin sila mapaprevent at mapapredict o kahit pa paano man po maagapan yung kanilang mga sakit. So, it's very, very important for your question for the routine checkup. It starts with even their pediatrics, di po ba?
Bata
Ang
pa.
bata pa lang, para mag-guide po going to menarche and their reproductive age, which around 26. Yung mga bakuna nun, doktora, is very, very important from the HPV. Kasi we try to protect them when they go older. You know that HPV is one of the most common cause of cervical cancer, di po ba? So, yun pa lang, nakakaroon tayo ng protective mechanism pagdating sa bata. When it comes naman to reproductive age, as what we have discussed, yung mga hormonals po nila, changes, PCOS, infertility, has to be discussed going to their 40s and 50s. When 40s to 50s naman, we manage their cortisol. We know that
Stress
very well.
hormone.
Yes, very good.
Yeah.
Our stress hormones, because those are the time yung mga career po nila, managing the family is there. So we have to manage that also. As we know, in the medical field, yung cortisol po is a kalaban ni estrogen and progesterone.
Oh, yeah. Oo,
So,
okay.
yung kanilang imbalance doon, mas lalo na-heighten. And as we know also, sa mga babaeng pong postmenopausal na po, bumababa na po yung estrogen and progesterone. Nagsiset in po yung ating mga postmenopausal syndromes and yung bone health po nila. That's why women are more affected when it comes to osteoporosis,
Yeah.
muscle loss, and
And a lot more,
flexibility,
yeah.
and a lot more.
Not to forget yung cancer also that
Yes.
you actually increase the risk
Risk.
of having like breast, ovarian,
Correct.
endometrial cancer, lalo na pag bumababa na yung hormones kasi these hormones are actually protective of the
Yes,
women.
doon po siya, pag mababa na po, nawawala na po yung kanilang proteksyon. It opens their door for cancers, not only for reproductive, also for thyroid. We know also for
Yeah.
study na ang thyroid cancer also is more predominant sa women compared to male. So we have to see that also.
So babae
And-
na naman.
Yes.
Sabi na nga bias ka, Doc.
No,
Hindi,
there's-
I'm just kidding. Okay, so dito, ano yung usually mga, routine checkups na dapat hindi na-skip ng mga kababaihan?
Okay. So, besides the routine metabolic checkups like yung ating mga blood works, kanilang, what you call this, yung kanilang blood pressure, blood chemistry, dapat po maintindihan natin na at around 30s po, pwede na po, especially for those na, lalo na mga bata, doktora, pwede po sila mag-subject sa regular pap smear or pap auto na tinatawag natin. Especially depends on how sexually active they are. When it comes to 40s and going to 50s, probably nandiyan na po yung ating mga ultrasound na breasts and even for the reproductive age. For 60s, besides dun sa ating mga metabolic na sinasabi kanina, pwede na ho pumasok yung ating mga bone density test to see how early or how can we prevent those musculoskeletal problems that will happen to them in the future. So again, so 20s, we'll do the reproductive age screening that we have. For the blood works also, metabolic, also hormonal. We measure it as a baseline. 30s to 40s po, we use our diagnostic test to cover their estrogen level, progesterone level, cortisol levels po, kanilang pong stress. As what you mentioned in the opening spiel, that women tend to do more, multitask more, and take care of
Yeah.
everybody. And as what you mentioned also, how you cannot give what you don't have.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of your health from that point on. And then when it comes to the premenopausal part, we manage their stress, mental health, and also, pag postmenopausal part naman, we screen them for cancers na. Yung gastrointestinal, reproductive, and also for their bone health din.
So basically, overall wellness talaga. Okay,
Yes,
so we're not just focused doon sa reproductive
Yes.
system of female individual.
Yes. The female individual, as what we mentioned, are prone to more stress in life and cardiovascular, not only cardiovascular but also metabolic.
Oh, okay. So, and when we talk about metabolism, of course, syempre dito, nutrition also plays a major role here. Okay, so and how about nutrition? How important is it po in maintaining the health of women?
Nutrition is always the foundation of our health. It's one of our pillars, Doktora.
Sa lifestyle, di ba?
Lifestyle, it's yung kasama sa sleep, si nutrition. Our nutrition today will dictate our physiology tomorrow. So kung ano ho kinain natin will dictate what will be our future. We are what we eat. So hindi ho nila basta-basta mamanasan, but kunyari mahilig po silang kumain ng carbs, it increases their insulin sensitivity. So what happens next? Probably it exposes them for diabetes.
Medyo tinatamaan ako ng contest light. Okay, hindi. Kasi I'm sure yung mga kababaihan, di ba? I mean, maganda yung ganitong klase ng interviews and very comprehensive yung sinishare mo, Doc. Okay, of course, not to, I don't wanna disregard yung pagiging keen listener mo dun sa opening spiel kasi it says a lot of things, And ito, Doc, kasi di ba na-mention mo yung nutrition, how about exercise or physical activity? So, what type of exercise is best, okay, for women of different ages?
Okay, yan. Magandang tanong yan for different ages because we classify it also based on their age group. Usually for the 20s and reproductive, yun ang kanilang infrastructure build-up. Kung ano yung activities nyo po ng 20 or 30, how you move, how often you exercise will dictate your bodies from 30 and beyond. So yun ang infrastructure build-up po natin. Kung iiwasan yung maging obese pa lang at that age, it will tell a lot pag edad po nila ng 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Kung magiging anong size ng damit mo
Yes,
pagdating
probably.
ng 40, 50s.
Oo,
Okay.
kasi alam naman natin yun, di ba? Kunyari, I'm size 4 or size 2. and then they will monitor increasing in
Yeah.
size, they know that they have to go back to that infrastructure nila ng
O kasi,
20s and 30s.
ang nangyayari, like ako, size 0 noon. So, syempre, medyo lumaki kang contest light, naging size 2. Nangyayari, hinahabol mo yung paglaki mo when dapat
Correct.
hindi tayo bumibili ng bagong damit, mga kasambahay.
Yes.
Tayo yung mag-a-adjust. Teka muna, hirap na hirap tayo dito sa damit. Mag-adjust, mag-trim down tayo ng weight. Rather
Yes.
than, we will buy another and then mag-build ang dami-dami ng damit na hindi mo maggamit. And of course, it's beyond that Yung fat deposition inside,
Correct.
okay, nakabalo sa mga organs, yung tinatawag natin na visceral fats, right?
Yes.
Doc?
Oo. So alam mo na yung baseline mo from what you mentioned, 0 ka dati. Do not, nagiging warning signs siya sa'yo pagdating ng 4 or 6
Tapos
na.
nagkalagay,
diba?
nagkaroon na ng 1. So, hindi siya
Oo.
0, 1, 0. So, that's size 10 na, no?
Oo.
That's a lot, yeah.
So that's from the 20s and 30s. For 40s, probably dyan na yung exercise that can relieve their stress. Not only for metabolism, yung mga running, I saw how fad it is, yung mga marathons po natin ngayon, but it really, really helps sa kanilang mga cortisol level para bumaba, 40s and 50s. Now, when we reach now menopausal age, probably dun yung flexibility. Because one fear na problema po ng mga postmenopausal women is their flexibility when they go to fall or geriatrics po na tinatawag po natin, di ba? Because that fall is detrimental to their health. Kasi yung bones po nila medyo sensitive na and they're open also for cancer. So
Yeah.
yung kanilang lifestyle pagdating ng 60, how they exercise, really dictates the longevity ng kanilang buhay.
Okay, and gusto ko yung minention mo yung iba't ibang klase ng physical activity that would best fit para sa
Correct.
certain age group. Kasi now naman, though sabi naman nila when you seek help from a physical trainer, minsan like kalimitan 500 pesos lang, parang ganun. Pero kasi at least yun yung susundan mo kung ano yung para sa'yo. Kasi you're not supposed to be performing something na hindi kakayanin ng katawan mo.
Correct.
Pero yung sinabi mo kanina, Doc, maganda, here sa Doctors on TV, pwede nilang i-search kung how this kind of physical activity or exercise po is being performed. Nakita may guide naman sa YouTube, di ba?
Yes. And when they always ask that in the clinic, I always tell sa mga pasyente, just follow the 3S. You can start slow.
Slow.
Kaya mo slow. It is steady. Constant.
Steady.
Constant.
Regular.
Regular. And sustainable for you. What does it mean? It doesn't have to be a group sport. Kasi, kunyari, yung isa, hindi pa pwede, hindi na ako mag-exercise kasi yung katag team ko o yung kalaro ko hindi na makakapaglaro.
Oo nga.
So, it has to be also sustainable na pwede mo siyang magawa kahit ikaw lang mag-isa. Or your habit forming na may exercise mo siya parate. So, slow, steady, and sustainable. So that exercise program can also fit whatever age group that you are achieving or nasaan ka na po nagbibelong.
Pero Doc, paano yung mga di ba marami rin yung mga Zumba group, no? Yung
Yeah.
mga ganyan-ganyan sa nakikita natin pag mga weekend mornings, di ba?
Oo.
Sa mga barangay, okay?
Oo.
We want these mga support groups di ba?
Tama. It also promotes socialization. So, kaya
Less
maganda din po
stress.
siya. Less stress, nakakapag-usap, their socialization, their oxytocin level will go up, and they will meet new friends, so validated. It also
Problema may
contributes to
marites
mental health.
after yung iba.
Yun lang.
So, mas stress. Okay. So, ito, Doc, na-mention na natin kanina yung nutrition, physical activity. So, another pillar of lifestyle would be sleep. How important is sleep, okay, para ma-maintain ang women's health?
It's very, very important. Tama ka doon, Dr. Sarah. It's one of the pillars of health, right? Yung sleep. Paano, ang quality of sleep is really, really important for a female, depending also on their cyclical events sa kanilang
Patterns
buhay.
ng- yeah,
Patterns.
okay.
Like, for the menstruation, alam natin pag progesterone po, medyo tumataas, nagkakaroon ng fragmented sleep. Lalo na yung mga nagdi-dysmenorrhea. So, nawawala po yung tulog po nila. O sa mga babaeng pong buntis. First trimesters po, medyo mataas pong progesterone. So, kontra po yun sa kanila or masyadong kanilang excitement, anxiety, tumataas, nahirapan po tumulog. Pag the third trimester, malaki na po yung baby, fragmented sleep po ulit.
Oh, yeah.
Meron din po siyang ganung factor. And then, yun, pag mga postmenopausal naman po, at 60s, wala na po yung estrogen and progesterone, nagkakaroon po sila ng hot flashes, nahihirapan din po matulog. So, there are certain life events or cyclical events ng babae na nakaka-affect dun sa kanilang circadian rhythm that also affects their health in the long run because of the decrease in quality of sleep.
Okay, and siguro it's worth mentioning also, Doc, di ba? Kasi lahat ngayon, naka-gadget, tapos ayan, nandyan. And, ito kasi may mga blue light, di ba?
Yes.
Sabi nila, of course, if you would want to say, kunyari, I would want to achieve na tulog na ako by, sabi mo ng 10. Kasi minsan parang masyado namang pangarap yung 9, di ba? O 10. So, dapat yan at least 2 hours, wala ka nang tininya na gadget. Okay? Or else that would be, that would be inhibitory dito sa ating pineal gland. Yung pong parang may pula dito,
Yes,
sinasabi pag sa mga Indians.
Melanopsin,
No?
yeah.
Yun. So, yun yung ating pineal gland. Yun po ang nagsisecrete ng melatonin. Ito po ang responsible na hormone, tama, Doc?
Yes.
Para sa maayos na tulog.
Tulog,
So,
correct.
what we want actually is deep uninterrupted continuous sleep. Sabihin, hindi porking, teka, natulog ako, babawiin. And wala pong nakakabawi ng puyat. diba?
Opo. It will catch up to you. Actually, we have 3 tests to also, as a tip sa ating mga listeners to do that. Yung mga nagsiset po ng alarm, thank you, Doctor, for mentioning it. Kunyari, nagset ka ng alarm ng 6 o'clock at nagising ka ng mga 5:30, 5:45, it means that you have a good sleep. Pag sa hapon po, mga 3 o'clock, naghahanap ka na ng upper, like chocolates o coffee, it means that you had a fragmented sleep. Di po ba? Kasi parang gusto mo pang maging awake at hindi ka kontento within the day. Sa weekend, as what you mentioned, pag mas mahaba ang tulog nyo ng weekend, that's what we call as a catch-up sleep. So, ibig sabihin, you have to do it within Monday to Friday. As what they say, Doc Sara, sleeping happens when you wake up.
Sleeping happens when you
Wake up. pala.
Okay.
Whatever we do throughout the day will dictate how we are gonna sleep at night.
Minsan kasi yung puyat mo hindi lang from last night. Yung
Yes,
ang
correct.
problem is parang you've been like stressed for the past so weeks.
Correct.
And then so parang gusto mo matulog ng forever.
Yes. Kaya pag
Okay.
weekend, mas mahaba po yung tulog nila. There's something wrong between Monday to Friday na ginagawa niyo.
But what I mean is gigising pa rin po ha.
Yeah, oo, gigising.
Pinatawa dito sa set eh. Okay, so yon. So yun po. Kasi there's no such thing talaga as babawiin. Just like sa exercises, di ba? Kalimitan, yung mga nag-work, ideally, di ba sabi mo kanina, dapat meron ka certain number of minutes every day. Nangyayari doon sa yung mga working individuals, may tinatawag na weekend warrior na
Yes.
parang they'll just do it on the weekend. Parang ganon.
There are little things that they can do not from the weekend, but from their days in the office, like what we mentioned, climbing up the stairs.
Akala ko matutulog po sa office.
Wag, baka mawala
Okay.
sila sa
Tama
walang
na ng
trabaho.
work.
Opo.
Okay. So, mahirap ma-maintain ang women's health kapag
Yes.
wala na tayong trabaho. Ito, bakit key part ang mental health when we talk about women's wellness?
Okay. The brain kasi, whether male or female, dictates whatever happens to every part of our organ. So, especially for women, that they have more complexities, there's a study nga, mas condense ang brain ng women kaysa sa men, di po ba? And mas madami pong stress level by giving yourself to the family, which increases their sympathetic nervous system, which increases also kanilang fight or flight, which also opens the risk for cardiovascular and ibang types of diseases for women. So, if they don't have a calm mind, wala pong peace of mind na tinatawag po natin, it opens their body to several diseases na magiging problematic at the end. It's by nature of a woman talaga to be caring. I experienced
So,
that with my mother and my wife also. So, yun po yung challenges nila when
So,
it
medyo
comes to
stress ba
mental
si
health.
wifey? Hindi naman.
That depends on what cyclic
Dapat yata
stage
siya yung
of...
tanongin ko, no? Okay, so ito lang, I just wanna ask, kasi is this the reason why mas stress talaga yung mga babae? So hindi dahil sa parang responsibilities nila, it's more so parang, of course you mentioned a while yung parang yung structural
Architecture na.
built nila, architecture of the
Hormones,
women's
yes.
body, yeah, yung hormones, is that so?
Compared to men are more linear. Alam natin from bata tatanda. For women, there are more what we call as infradian, meaning cyclical sila talaga every month. Not only their stress will dictate also their menstrual cycle.
Oo nga, andaya. Meron kayong mga once lang. Kunyari, once lang yung circumcision. Kami, ilang beses kami
Oo.
magbubuntis.
Oo,
Dami mga
pagbubuntis.
pains,
Correct.
diba?
Oo.
Okay.
So yung cyclical nila will also be dictated or nakakabit siya dun sa cortisol, Doc Sara, as what we mentioned kanina. The more you're stressed, makikita to ng ating mga women's listener, nagbabago yung kanilang menstrual cycle. Doon pa lang, alam nyo na how important mental health is for women.
Pero eto, Doc, so ano yung advice natin sa women para mas mamamanage sila yung stress in their daily life?
Okay. So, besides sa sinabi natin kanina, you cannot give what you don't have, their stress po kasi really dictates how the family, ang ilaw ng tahanan talaga. So, ang kanilang dapat gawin, is to take a breather. Have a me time also for them. Take care of their health. Daily checkups. Make sure that they are mentally healthy and physically healthy and physiologically healthy before they take care of their family as well.
Okay, eto naman, what signs, okay, na yung makikita talaga sa mga babae na, naku, kailangan na nito ng mental health
Okay.
support.
So, ang most common also for mental problems ng ating mga kababaihan is depression. Yung anhedonia, yung feeling na hindi na sila masaya kahit dati masaya yung ginagawa nila, is a one sign. Also, kapag nagkakaroon na ng mental fatigue or mental fog, alam natin na highly cognitive ang mga babae, magaling mag-iisip, tapos they are the ones taking care of the family. Pag nagkakaroon na po sila ng parang mental fog or at least signs and symptoms, as what we mentioned before, pain is not the enemy. It's a messenger kasi sa katawan na may problema. So they have to listen and have what we call this, a checkup or at least a support or someone to let it out with their partners para matulungan din kanilang mental health.
So, naku, di dapat dito napakahalaga yung support talaga ng kasama mo, katuwang mo
yes.
sa buhay.
Oo.
Ng buong family also, Doc, no?
Oo, di ba ang sabi nga nila, I heard it in one phrase, the most important decision that you will make is your spouse. Sino makakasama mo.
Kaso minsan kasi syempre, kumbaga kunya, ako hindi po to, I'm not speaking from experience, napakabait ng aking asawa. And, but of course, we would encounter syempre we would hear
Yes, of course.
real stories from our patients na parang
Stress.
yung stress kasi would be yung sa family setup. So, and syempre, you're tied up already, di ba? Sometimes kahit na parang ang tagal na, over decades already, you're trying to resolve some issues which cannot still be resolved. Minsan ito yung pakiramdam nila na nagdudulot ng stress sa kanila. Anong pa ipapayo natin?
Yun, although the spouse is there, you just need someone to reach out to or to talk to. Because yung mailabas o ma-vent out mo lang siya, Doc Sara, physiologically, it validates your mental health by your hippocampus and amygdala. As what we know also, by mere on contact or socialization, as what you mentioned kanina, may peer group, even for your exercise.
Yeah.
It really, really helps their mental health. And
Kaya
even their physiological.
yung mga di ba dami na stress ng pandemic, yung mga naging plantita.
Yes, oh.
And then marami tayong mga fur babies. Yan,
For
okay ba
babies.
yan? Would you
Correct.
recommend that?
Oo, as long as you have an interaction or social interaction, it greatly helps the mental health for the women. Not only for the spouse, but also for their kids also, or kapatid,
The kids,
siblings,
oo.
parents, or anything. It validates also their mental health. So, also helps in their well-being.
Yeah,
Kahit
and
papaano.
siguro sa panawagan sa ating mga viewers na mga anak, mga apo. Siguro maganda kasi ba syempre may mga pinagdaraanan ng ating mga lolo lola o pag medyo may edad na ang ating mga magulang. Maganda rin na pinapakita natin na nandito tayo, mahal na mahal natin sila. Malaking
Sakit.
bagay 'yon. Okay,
Yes.
lalo na pag mga na-diagnose ng mga ibang sakit. Maganda rin 'yun na parang nay o kaya tay, lolo, lola, hindi niyo po to laban. Kami na hong bahala. Ayun,
Oo.
magandang marinig 'yon.
May offloading na tinatawag
Yeah,
tayo doon.
oo.
Yung kanilang stress nababawasan once they know that they are someone to rely on or may kasama.
Uy, nakakatuwa naman. Ang ganda nitong interview na to. Thank you very much, Doc Ryan. No, ang dami, I'm sure, nakaka-relate ang ating mga viewers. No? But of course, I just want to say that I'm happy to see more and more women learning to set boundaries. Nakaka-proud makitang natututo na ang maraming kababaihan na pangalagaan ng kanilang physical and mental health.